What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is your review for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14, Episode 1, y'all. So we are back for a new season. So listen, let's go through these queens and what we know about them. And then let's get into this episode. Let me say this. First of all, I was here for this episode. I thought this was a really, really good opening episode. Probably one of the best in the last few seasons for me. It definitely was there for me. It held my attention, and a couple of these queens I'm here for. A couple I'm not so much. But let's get into it. So first we start off with Alyssa Hunter. Now she is a pageant queen, and she is out of Puerto Rico, honey. We didn't really learn a whole lot more about her. Yeah. Bosco is from Seattle. Now Bosco is like the quirky one, right? The alternative queen, and she's got this horn thing going. Now what I hope that this is not what we're gonna see every episode, because we saw the horns in two looks. We saw it in her runway look, and we saw it in her entrance look. It was like a polka dot with the horns on it. And Alyssa said she looked like a scary Mickey Mouse. But anyway, I just hope that that's not like. I mean, I get everybody has a trademark, but you know how fast that's gonna get old with people like with the judges. They not gonna be here for that. With Michelle. I know Michelle don't play. She'll be quick to say that. But anyway, there. Now we have Cornbread, Jete. Now let me give y'all full disclosure that she's from South Carolina. I mean, she's originally from South Carolina, but she's out of LA, and she's part of the Jete family. Now, full disclosure, I absolutely positively adore Hershey LaCour Jete, and that is her drag sister. So I might be a little partial, but even if I wasn't partial, I was absolutely positively here for Miss Cornbread. When I tell you that by the end of the episode, she has definitely got my heart. Now, Silky Nutmeg Ganache also said that that's her daughter. So she's, Silky at the beginning of this, when they first announced the queen, she put something on her Instagram. She's got a connection to Cornbread and somebody else. I don't remember who it is now, but so there's that. There are a lot of LA queens in this first episode. Because they did it half and half, so we got 7 this episode, and I guess we're gonna get 7 next episode. But I'm gonna say 3 out of the 7 we got this episode were all from LA. So we have Willow Pill. Willow Pill is out of Denver, and they are Willow is connected to Evie Oddly. I don't know if necessarily like that's their drag father, drag sister, drag mother, but definitely there's a connection with Evie Oddly. And she came into the workroom with a very basic look. She said she hasn't done drag in a minute because of Omarion. Because of the Rona. And her look was very basic. People were not impressed. She came in with flip-flops. She looked like she was on her way down to the Piggly Wiggly, honey, to fill up her tank and get her bag of chips, okay? But she said they better not underestimate her because she got something for them. Now, we found out later on in the episode that she deals with chronic illness, and she's had a really, really rough way to go up until this point. When she gets out of drag, she looked like she 5, okay? But she's had kidney failure and had to have transplants and all kinds of stuff. Carrie Colby is out of LA. Her and Cornbread know each other very well. She is part of the Colby drag family, and her drag mother is a former Miss Continental, Tasha Colby, I believe. She's transgender. Her family is out of Hawaii. Well, it was formed in Hawaii, but she is actually from Texas. And she does not have a Texas twang because she said her mother wasn't playing that. Her mother didn't allow her to talk with accents and twangs. So she does not sound like she is from Texas at all. Okay. Then we have June Jambalaya, again from LA via Florida. Okay, she's originally from Florida, but from LA via Florida. And she came to LA to go to school for fine arts. So she is trained in dance and vocal and all of these different things. And Cornbread also knows her, and Cornbread says she is a label whore. She said, I know her, and she didn't say nothing bad about her, but she said, baby, she is a label whore, honey. If it's a label, she wants it, okay? Last but not least, we met Orion Story. And Orion is out of Michigan. Orion came in screaming and this long intro that of course fell flat. Like she thought it was gonna be funny, but it sort of fell flat, and everybody was kind of looking at her like, "Girl, what?" Then we hear the alarm. RuPaul comes in, and that's when we realize that this is going to be a two-part, opening. So there's going to be the first 7 ladies and then the second 7 ladies. And Ru said, yes, we breaking y'all up into 2 parts, but trust and believe somebody's going home, okay? There will be an elimination tonight, okay? Somebody is going home. So the opening, the mini challenge was a photo shoot. They had to get on the wheel that the wheel that they turn at the finale, and they had to take like do a photo shoot while they're turning on this wheel, which was absolutely hilarious. And they, of course, the winner was who could take the better picture while they are literally twisting in air. And Carrie won the mini challenge. So she won $2,500. So that's a nice way to open up the show. Okay. Now for the maxi challenge, we are doing a talent show. The CNT talent show, charisma, nerve, and talent. And we found out that the guest judge is Lizzo, which immediately sent Cornbread, because Cornbread does Lizzo imitations, and she said that is absolutely one of her idols. And so for her to be performing in front of Lizzo is going to be a lot. Now listen, we find out what some of these talents. I'm gonna just tell you what the talents were as they perform. So we're getting ready for the performance. Lizzo came in and talked to the ladies and pumped them up, and she was being her true Lizzo self. The mirror talk, y'all know how they always talking while they getting their makeup together. They talked about the church, and Cornbread was talking about how his mother took him before the altar, and the pastor tried to like shame him into not being gay and said, I'm gonna push the demons out of you, and he said he farted on the pastor. I was here for it though. When we got ready for the talent show, I guess Ru wanted to remind everybody who the most talented was, because Ru came out and gave us a performance of her new song, or his new song, Catwalk. I'm here for the song. I don't know how much I'm here for the performance. I love you, Ru. I love you, Mama Ru, but I think we just got to remember that Mama Ru is, just older. And we just may not get the same things we used to get. I don't know. But I love you, Mama Ru. But I like the song, though. I'm definitely here for the song. So let's go through these performances. So we had June, who performed an African dance, which, I was here for it, okay? 2 problems. One, her headband kept bobbing into her face, which was very distracting as she's performing and constantly pulling the headband out of her face. 2, I don't know if this was a choreographed number as much as she was like, I know how to do African dance, and I'm going to put on this kente cloth, and I'm just going to dance around until they stop playing the drum. No. But it was decent. It was a good start. It was decent. And ain't nobody going to boo you doing an African dance. Ain't nobody going to do that. That was a good choice. Now, Bosco said they were going to do burlesque, and they were going to do something that let you know that they were in on the jokes. I thought there was going to be some sort of comedic, something to it that would have me laughing by the end, or some sort of comedy to it. But it wasn't. It was just a burlesque dance where the outfit was a flower, and they kept peeling away the rose petals until they were basically naked. They had pasties over the nipples, no breasts, just pasties over their nipples, and a pasty in the front and a pasty in the back. We've seen that before. We've seen people get naked before. But it'll do. It wasn't bad. To me, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't the worst, so it'll do. Alyssa Hunter said that she was going to play the guitar. Alyssa Hunter lip-synced and pretended to play the guitar. I don't know how much lip syncing is clearly a talent. That ain't what I'm saying. But it wasn't that type of a talent show. Like, they needed to see, like, if she had played the guitar, that would have been one thing. But baby, you lip synced the song and you pretended to play the guitar. I don't think that impressed nobody. Carrie did a lip sync to, I think it was a Meg Thee Stallion song or a Nicki Minaj song. and she did jump rope. She used to be a jump roper and would do jump roper, excuse me, would do the tricks and all of that. Used to do double dutch and stuff like that. And I agree with the judges. She kind of did like a whole lip sync song and then did the jump rope. I feel like if she had done like a little quick intro and then gave us the whole jump rope thing, because that was the talent. The lip sync wasn't the talent. The talent was you doing the jump rope and the different tricks. Well, she did a really good job. She said she hadn't jump roped in about 4 or 5 years, but I feel like she did a really good job. I think at the very end she might have messed up, but by that time she was at the very end and she was able to kind of turn it into her whole thing, and then she, ended in a split. So again, I think the judges were impressed with her talent, but I think they would have been more impressed if she had done less lip syncing in the beginning and more jump roping. But I was here for it. The biggest flop, I hate to say, was Orion. I said Onion. Orion. Orion was trying to do, and again, it's one of those things where I feel like we've seen this before. Didn't we see this, not the All-Star season, but didn't we see this last season? I don't know if it was with, I don't remember who it was with, but I feel like we saw this last season with the whole aerobics instructor giving, being like coming out smoking and, with the fanny pack and, talking about doing the different aerobic moves and trying to make it funny and thrusting from your pelvic and all of that. And again, I feel like you had one joke and you led up to this one joke and then it didn't land. It was sort of like her entrance. You had this joke that you had this long wind up for, and then when you finally hit the punchline, it didn't really land because we were sitting there the whole time waiting for it. And so, just so like Carson said, not Carson, Lord, not Carson. Not Carson, but like, oh shoot. The judge said, I can see his face anyway. But like he said, that's the kind of skit where you have to constantly have, jokes. And it just didn't land. I don't think anybody was impressed by that. Cornbread came out, and in my opinion, she lit that stage up. She lip synced to an original song, so it was her actual song, but she wasn't performing it live, and it was a rap. And she was just talking about being on RuPaul and how she's gonna slay the girls, and thank you, Ru, for giving me a chance, and all of that. And I was here for it. Okay, do you hear me? That performance was everything. I was here for it. And of course, Lizzo was in it. Lizzo was here for it, baby. Lizzo was here for it. Willow Pill, y'all. See, this is where me and Mama Ru, we split. We go left. She go left, I go right. This is the kind of slapstick shit that she loves, and this is the kind of shit that I hate. I was not entertained by Willow's. She came out and did a whole skit where she had the bubble bath filling up, and she kept putting stuff in the bubble bath. First she put bubble bath in, then she put wine in, then she had spaghetti that she was shoving in her mouth, and then she put that in. Then she pulled a toaster from out of nowhere and dropped the toaster in, and then she jumped in it. And when I say Ru cracked up like it was the funniest shit she had ever seen, this was my face the whole time. That's not my type of humor. Like, I didn't get it. I didn't think it was funny, and I didn't get it. So for me, the bottom would have been Orion and Willow. That would have been my bottom. But the way Ru was laughing, I knew that Orion wasn't going nowhere, child. So, let's get to the runway. So the runway was signature show-stopping drag, right? So this is supposed to be your best. This is supposed to be the best thing you have when you go out and you do your drag performances. So we had June. She had a very Beyonce jumpsuit with a train coming off the shoulders. It was absolutely something I feel like I have seen Beyonce wear, or definitely looked like something Beyonce would wear. I was here for it. It was cute, okay? Bosco gave me a black cat suit that was sheer with the little thong action in the back. But again, it was those horns. Remember I told you we saw the horns twice. So you had those horns again. That's going to get old really quick. I'm just telling you now. I'm telling you what I know. Alyssa gave us a very 1930s My Fair Lady situation with a whole parasol and everything. I don't see how that's your best drag. I don't know. Carrie Colby gave us this mink coat. She said she's a Leo, so it had like a whole lion theme to it. And then she had this bikini with like a cover up that had K's all over the place. I don't know I don't know if I liked it as her best drag. I don't know. Again, when I think of best drag, that's not what it was giving me. I like Carrie though, but I was not necessarily here for it. And like Lizzo said, I'm glad you had a whole lot of K's, because if it had just been KKK, I don't know, we might have had a problem, girl. But it was a joke. It was a joke. Orion had this whole mushroom cape thing with 3 breasts underneath the cape. Again, I'm not sure what that was for. I'm not sure what we were doing with that. I'm not sure what that was about. Not sure. I'm not sure what that was giving me. I don't know. Cornbread gave me a bodysuit. Again, something I could see Lizzo wearing. It was very sparkly. I was here for it. I did like it. I could appreciate that. Willow Pill gave us this. It was the ugliest outfit I ever seen. First of all, it was a pantsuit. It looked like something that like Nancy Reagan would have worn, but it was like this blue and like a neon pea soup green color. It was absolutely horrid. Ugliest thing I ever seen. And so in my mind, I'm thinking Willow might be in the bottom. I was thinking Orion might be in the bottom. Now the judges, they sort of picked June's situation apart. They talked about the headband, of course. They talked about the tights. Her tights had that you could see her Spanx, and then you could see there were holes in her tights. And listen, June, I'm gonna need you to tighten up a little bit. I'm gonna need you to toughen up a little bit, because baby, she immediately started crying, and I was like, girl, I'm gonna need you to get it together. Like, I get it. It's a lot of emotion. It's a lot going on in that first day, but that criticism was a little light. Telling you that you got holes in your stockings and that we don't need to see your control top panties, girl, that's some light. I have seen Michelle do worse, child. That was light. So I'm gonna need you to toughen it up a little bit. Give me a little bit more. Now, Cornbread, Michelle, you tried it. Michelle. You tried to come for Cornbread, talking about we couldn't understand the lyrics of the song. We didn't understand what you were saying. Baby, Lizzo was like, what you're not going to do is come for my Cornbread, because I was here for everything she did, and she gave me all my life. And then Ru was like, yeah, I think maybe we understand Blackanese a little bit more than you do, Michelle, and we were here for it, and we understood everything she said. Baby, Michelle was like this. I said, Cornbread, I don't know, girl, because you know how Michelle is. Y'all know how Michelle roll. I was like, oh boy. Baby. Cornbread won the challenge. She was safe, and of course she was very emotional. Very, very emotional. She said it's just so much going on. There was so much in so little time, and she's just so happy, and to get off to a good start. The bottom, we had June, Jambalaya, and Orion, and they had to lip sync to Water Me by Lizzo. I mean, as lip syncs go, it was passable. The one thing I could say is that neither one of them had a whole tearaway secret, unless just in case I have to lip sync outfit underneath. So they had to basically lip sync in what they had. Yeah, it was an okay lip sync, and the winner was June. So June, Shantae, you stay, and Orion, unfortunately, you gotta go. This is the end of your journey, and that was the first episode. I was here for it though, y'all. I was absolutely here for it. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about the first episode, and we are off to another season. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.